A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to the guest speaker of the day, Dr. Rakesh Mohanty, Research Consultant, MIT Square, London. And I welcome all the participants for the International Faculty Development Program in collaboration with MIT Square, London and Sri KRISHNASWAMY College for Women. We have Dr. Mithilesh Satyanarayanan, founder and CEO of MIT Square, London, to present the welcome address to the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 6 Days International Faculty Development Program. The Faculty Development Program is organized by Sri KRISHNASWAMY College for Women in association with RAISE Center of Excellence, powered by MIT Square, London. My hearty thanks to Dr. Kirti ma'am, Dr. Anusha ma'am, Dr. Gayatri ma'am, and the entire RAISE Center of Excellence team to organize such a wonderful FDP. It is a brilliant coordination. So really thankful to you all. FDP has a purpose, so which we all need to understand as researchers or as lecturers. Faculty Development Program is aiming for world's higher education system in attaining sustainable development and, of course, achieving higher growth rates, which could be enabled through these kind of interactions, coming up with knowledge transitions, creations, transmissions, dissemination of knowledge. So I really encourage people to really, put a lot of effort in this kind of things, focus hard, and we have a wonderful speaker, Dr. Rakesh Mohanty sir, who will be talking on higher order thinking skills and life skills. So it's going to be a wonderful session. Please make use of this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much. Over to you all. Thank you.
So now we call upon Mrs. R. Gayatri, Assistant Professor of MAHRM Department, to introduce the guest speaker. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anusha ma'am. It's my pleasure to introduce the guest speaker of today's session, Dr. Rakesh Mohanty sir, Research Consultant, MIT Square, London. He is an Assistant Professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in Veer Surendra Sai University of Technology, Burla, Orissa. He is a doctorate in Computer Science and Engineering from IIT Madras and has over 24 plus years of teaching experience in the field of computer science and engineering. He has published many papers in national and international journals and area of research interest for online algorithms, competitive analysis, computational thinking. He has played various roles and responsibilities as a member in board of studies and various committees. His mission is to improve living standards of rural poor families through development and implementation of an innovative digital knowledge model by remotely providing free monitoring service for 1,000 rural talented school students before 2030. His dream project is design of a novel online integrated quality research and teaching model to nurture next generation talents. He is serving as a mentor and advisor in the Digital Startup Initiative to provide services in the area of computer literacy program, digital graphics, and 3D design. Thank you, sir. I'm handing over the session to you, sir.
Yeah, a very good afternoon to all of you. I'm special gratitude to Dr. Mithilesh and the ma'am who has introduced me to this particular gathering. I'm really feeling proud to address the faculty participants here as a guest speaker. Usually this, as I understand, this is a faculty development program. So here participants will be really learned and experiential intellects. So I thought of putting a presentation on higher order thinking skills and life skills, which is a little bit different from the traditional topics of research and innovation. And I feel this is a foundation stone for any kind of research, any kind of activity, any kind of profession you are carrying out passionately in your life. So I thought of putting this higher order thinking skills and life skills as the topic, which will set a foundation for you to launch a very promising and a very challenging career, professional career for all of you. So let's try to understand what is this higher order thinking skills and life skills. As you know, the word higher is used, so it is mostly meant for higher education, and it is meant for higher level of our intellects. You know that there are two levels of our intellect. One is low level intellects, where we try to show all kind of negative emotions, and a higher level of intellect where we want to show our positive emotions. So the values and emotions which are associated with carrying out innovation, research, and creativity, I'll be talking about. And remember, whatever I'm going to talk you, that is going to be a lifelong kind of asset for you. So I thought of giving in this short 1 hour presentation to the best of my ability and experience, my best efforts, so that it will be an interactive session. And if there is any questions, you can pause me. I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead. So in this particular talk, I'm going to start with HOTS. HOTS means higher order thinking skills. Every teacher and every researcher must focus on the higher order thinking skills, because that is a foundation, that is a kind of launchpad for success in research and innovation. Now, beyond the comfort zone, learning and growth zone, Bloom's taxonomy. Many of you might have aware of the Bloom's taxonomy. Action point, 10 life skills defined by WHO, which we are not actually covering in the colleges. And finally, the highest life skill, which is called creativity. I'll be sharing some thoughts and my views and perceptions on that. So mostly, the important, this is the first slide on higher order thinking skills, where you can see some chains, some dot points, and they are connected, and finally it is converging in one point, and then you get success. So mostly, you know that there is a concept of connecting dots. So most of the time we are unable to connect the dots. Whatever has happened in the past in our life, we are unable to connect the dots. And when dots are not connected, then definitely there is no clarity of thoughts, there is no purpose, and there is no goal in life. So we have to connect the dots, what we have learned earlier. And mostly the higher order thinking skills are going to connect the dots. That's why this particular diagram. So most of the time we feel confused, and we feel a lot of ambiguity in our mind because of not having clarity in our thoughts process, not able to comprehend the things which we have learned, and then application and implementation becomes difficult. So let us try to see what are these higher order thinking skills and how we go about it. This is a particular diagram which is very important and applicable for each and every individual in life. Most of the time, see, this is a Venn diagram. I think being a faculty, you must be aware of the Venn diagram. The inner zone is the narrow zone, that is the comfort zone. As you go to the top, or to the superset, it expands. So mostly, you see, there are 4 zones in which almost all the people in the world are living. One is the comfort zone, then the second one is fear zone, then learning zone, and the finally growth zone. Now in the right hand side, I have put an arrow where they are trying to show something. There is a middle kind of bud in the middle, where the faculty members should be above that. Like, faculty members should come out of the comforts and fear zone. They should always work on the learning and growth zone. And what is the comfort zone? What is the fear zone? What is the learning zone? What is the growth zone? I'll give some live examples for that. Most of the time, when you are doing a particular job or service in a college, we stay in the comfort zone. The reason is, we say that there are certain normal activities we do. We go for teaching, we get our salary at the end of the month, and just we don't think anything beyond that. Like, I'm getting the salary, I'm getting my livelihood done, I'm able to look after my family, and 99% of the people in the world are in the comfort zone. But as per my perception, we should come out of that comfort zone. Like, as a teacher, like when we were a student, we should correlate what our teachers were doing, how they were sacrificing their time, how they are putting extra efforts to make the classes interesting. Probably I have become a teacher because of my because of my role models, who are my teachers, who have put a lot of kind of efforts to bring me off and bring that particular teaching quality and teaching as a passion for me. I'm grateful to those teachers, and I remember till now what they have taught 30-40 years back to me. So we must come out of the comfort zone. It is just not a salaried job to just do a normal research to publish papers, or a teaching to get the salary. So we must come out of the comfort zone. That is the first thing. So second thing is, I'll tell how to come out of the comfort zone with passion and with joy and with creativity, that I'll talk later on. The second one is fear zone. Most of the time, when we have a desire and expectation and we don't achieve that, fear grips our mind. Like, we will be feeling whether I'll fail or I'll not get success, whether I'll be successful in my particular activity which I'm doing or not. So that is the fear zone, where most of the time we'll be confused and anxiety will be there. And we look for others, what others are telling, what others are doing, based on that. So I will urge and request all the teaching community and my intellectual colleagues to come out of the comforts and fear zone. And then we'll come to the learning zone, which is a very important concept. Whenever I don't know anything, I'll say, I don't know, I'm trying to learn. And that gives a kind of relief to me, and that gives a kind of confidence to me. And then we'll think about the growth zone. So probably I'll request all my faculty colleagues to be in the learning and growth zone. Then I'll show you in detail what is going to happen in the comfort zone, learning zone, and growth zone. We'll start from there, because if you're mentally not working on certain things, physically it may not happen. As a teacher, our role as a moral booster for the students or role model for the student is very important. Like if you're not able to inspire our children, if we don't show energy, then definitely they will not be inspired and they will not do anything wonders in their life. So now, how to move from learning to growth zone? See, the comfort zone, always we feel safe and in control, like everything will be under our control, will be not facing any challenges in life, will be always feeling safety and comforts will be coming, will not think anything different, think out of box. Then in the fear zone, you lack self-confidence, will lack find excuses, like we'll try to blame others. Any kind of things happen, we'll tell, okay, for this that happened, for that happened. And then we are affected by others' opinion. That is called the fear zone. So most of the time, as a teacher, as a intellectual community in the society, we must be beyond this comfort and fear zone. So we must take place that we should be working on the learning and growth zone, because comfort zone and fear zone, most of the time the students are there in comfort and fear zone, and we have to bring them to the learning and growth zone. In the learning zone, you see there are few points I have noted down. We deal with challenges and problems. We acquire new skills. We should be always upgrading ourselves with new skills. We should be learning at least some skills every 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, like that. And we should extend our comfort zone, like we'll go beyond the comfort zone. We'll take some efforts, pain, sweating and all, to learn a bit so that we can deliver the same to our students. And then in the last zone, which is the growth zone, where you will start growing and student will really look at us with a different kind of inspiration, is the green zone, which is the growth zone. There we'll be always working on what is the purpose, why we are a teacher, why we are teaching, why we are doing research. We should ask the why question, and we should have some dreams for ourselves and for our students. It's not that the student will be having their dreams. A teacher shows the dream to the student, so we must be living with dreams for ourselves and as well as for our students. Then we must set new goals. See, most of the time we try to be in the comfort zone as a faculty. We think that, okay, I should get a promotion, I should go to next level. All those will happen automatically. Even if you don't do things will happen. It will take some time. But the other kind of activities which needs to be done to improve our intellect, we never focus on that. So basically, if we set some new goals for ourselves and you try to conquer our objectives, then it will be reflected when we are delivering the presentation to the students. So I will urge all my colleagues here, whoever are listening to my talk, to request you to be in the learning and growth zone and note down these 6 or 7 points which I have written down, and try to stick to that and try to do such kind of activities, because that is very important for a growth mindset. And if as a teacher we are not in the growth mindset, we cannot bring the student from a comfort or fear zone to a learning or growth zone. So this is the very fundamental thing. It should be the motto in our life, that we should live in the learning and growth zone as a highly intellectual, respected professional in the society, as a faculty. So this is the first thing. This is the launch pad for any kind of career or anything you are doing. And remember one thing, from around the whole world, if you look at the people in these different zones, you'll find 90 to 95% people will be in the comfort zone, maybe 3 to 4% in the fear zone, maybe 1% in the learning zone, and maybe 0.00001% in the growth zone. So you have to cross through the comfort zone, fear zone, learning zone, and then you can reach the growth zone. But once we start doing all these activities in the green zone, find purpose, live with dreams, set new goals, conquer objectives, it's really a great kind of pleasure and privilege you will be getting, and you can deliver your best. Giving one example, small examples. Most of the time we see that people like Dr. Mithiles, I have already talked to him multiple times, and I'm really amazed by his kind of humbleness and his intellect. Like, I asked him, what motivated you to go to London and UK? He told me, I have from a very humble background, and I have made struggle and all those things. And then he thought of expanding his mind, and he want to contribute best for the society. So that's why he has come up with that concept of MIT square and some foundation and all those things, and connecting all intellectuals in the world. And somehow God has made a connection of me with Mithilesh, Dr. Mithilesh, to do something big for the society, to contribute something big for the country, for the world, globally. And we are doing it very aggressively. And this is a part of that particular mission. See, my point is, I don't want to give any lectures on any topic. I just want to trigger the brain of all the intellectuals in the world and try to share what I have learned till now to the best of my ability. Once they comes to the learning and growth zone, everything will happen automatically. They will learn very fast. And I need not talk what is research, how to do research. That is there in their mind, and they can learn it well. But I should talk how to learn and how to grow, and what should be your mindset, which will set a foundation for that. And I should try to inspire the faculty members during my talk. I have come to teaching profession because my father was a teacher, my mother was a teacher, my elder sister is a teacher, and teaching is in my blood, and it is a passion for me. And from my childhood, I'm teaching my friends, I'm teaching my sisters, juniors, like that. So teaching has been a passion for me for last from my childhood, from class 6 7, sorry, class 1 or 2 you can talk, because I was teaching my younger sisters also and brought them off. And then research has been a passion for me. When I have seen that there is more to be explored in the teaching pedagogy and the relationship between student and teachers, and the kind of environment we should maintain, or ambience we should create in the classroom, so that the learners will feel quite energetic and dynamic. One important thing I'll talk here: when I go to the class and I try to deliver a lecture, my main objective and purpose is that the students should go and study and think about it for some more hours after my class. If that is not happening, if after going out of my class, the student is forgetting what I have told and is not reflecting in his room that sir has taught this, sir has told this, sir has told this story, and I should devote some time for that. If I'm devoting 1 hour for a class, the students should devote at least 1 hour for a class, post-class activities, and we have to trigger that. And I get good messages at night every day from my students sending emails, this was awesome, that was awesome, and also that gives me more energy to talk. So if I'm giving a talk today, and if you're not going with some points from here as takeaways, and something is not triggering your brain, then the talk is worthless. So definitely you keep in your mind with a particular code word here, CFLG. So basically we have to live in LG zone, learning and growth zone. CF you try to remove. Comforts word you remove from your life. Comforts will automatically come, and super comforts will come to you if you are in the learning and growth zone, and fear will go away. Once fear goes away, you'll be courageous and you'll be happy to take challenges and accept challenges, and then expand your brain. So the first note down, you must note down these first 2 points, that you should move in the LG zone. LG zone means learning and growth zone. Most of the time when I talk about LG, you must be talking about that brand LG where you enjoy a TV, life's good. Okay, so remember, life's good will come from learning and growth zone. So you can correlate with that. Okay, so I hope everybody will be able to reflect this diagram and think about this diagram and start working on this, that we must live in the learning and growth zone. We should not think about the comforts and fear zone. And fortunately, fortunately, we are the privileged class of the society. God has given us some opportunity to teach to students. So let us put our best efforts. And students are really the real God for us. And if you are able to satisfy the soul of the students, it's really our privilege and proud moment. So this is the first point which everybody should keep in your mind, that we should work always as a faculty, as an intellect in the learning and growth zone. And all the activity which I have mentioned, find purpose, live dreams, set new goals, conquer objective, acquire new skills, deal with challenges and problems, extend your comfort zone, we should work on this. Now, coming to Bloom's taxonomy, I think people who are focusing on teaching pedagogy, they should be learning about Bloom's taxonomy. In Bloom's taxonomy, there are certain skills. It has been mentioned. So we always focus on our teaching to try to remember things from the from the last and bottom skill which is mentioned in the Bloom's taxonomy. But I'll always tell you to go from the top to bottom. Like you start from creating things. When you are going to teach a class, we must create our own visualization for the class, what we are going to do in the class, which story we are going to tell to the students, how we want to motivate the student, how we want to inspire the student, how the students will like us as a teacher, and how the students will like the subject. So that is very important. So combining various parts to make a new whole, whether you are going for a class or whether you are doing research, is very important. So creating a process is very important when we are talking about teaching or research. And the other things like evaluate, analyze, apply, understand, remember, those things will automatically be taken care of. I am sure if you create something on your own, suppose tomorrow you create a new content, or create a new idea, or create a new concept, or create a new product, or create a new service, automatically the other things will be easy for you. Nothing else is required. So today I'll also focus on how to enhance and strengthen your creativity. That is the highest order skill in the Bloom's taxonomy. So automatically the other things will be taken care of. So keep in one mind, we have to create things. We don't need to do from bottom to top. We need to create things, other things will be taken care of. So we'll focus on creativity today. And remember, everybody should look at Bloom's taxonomy, and that is given by Benjamin Bloom's, and this taxonomy. And we should develop our own taxonomy while you are creating something, the classification, so that people can comprehend it better. And we should focus on picturization and visualization rather than on text more while we are teaching. So Bloom's taxonomy is the second one, and the highest skill in Bloom's taxonomy is creativity. And how to create things, I'll talk about that a bit when we'll come to the creativity. So going to the next one, the action point of Bloom's taxonomy, and I'm talking from bottom to top, not from top to bottom, not from bottom to top. So the top one is the triangle with creating. So I'll be focusing on creating, how to create new things. For example, when you are giving a presentation like this, you see that most of my presentations are created by putting some thoughts, borrowing from somewhere here and there, and trying to create a picture in your mind, so that you will visualize, okay, there was a triangle or there was a staircase type of stuffs in Bloom's taxonomy, and the highest order is creating. So we'll focus on creating things with colors, with visualization, with pictures when you are delivering our research or teaching presentations. Now coming to the next one, this is the 10 life skills. Mostly our teachers or mostly our mentors or in school or colleges, during our school and college days, nobody teach us. But now we should focus on this, because life skill and higher order thinking skills are important now for making the students employable, making the students skilled. Even our NEP is talking about it, National Education Program. So what are these 10 skills, life skills? We didn't learn much in the college or in school. Now we have to focus on that. The first one is how to network with purpose. So mostly when you are networking and when you are building relationship with people, there must be a purpose, and it should be a higher purpose to contribute your best, and to actually get your best also. So mostly when you are networking with somebody, we must have a purpose to network. The second one is how to manage your bank account. That nobody tells us. Neither we teach to our students how to manage their bank account. So there should be some lessons on financial literacy, which will help us to manage ourselves as well as pass the same skills to the next generation students. How to build a career that's all your own. Like we never talk about entrepreneurship and talk about owning a business or owning a company or setting up an organization to the students. We talk about how to get a job, how to get a service. Okay. I think most of our 99% of our parents always talk to us, okay, get a civil service or get a company job or software service or something like that, or a banking service like that. We never talk about encouraging students to own their career. Like they should build their own career, and they should find their passion and have their own organization. They must have the kind of ownership skills we must build. So that needs to be focused. When to trust your gut. Most of the time we try to be in the comfort zone and we don't work on our gut. Sometimes some ideas, when you watch a movie or we are in an event, we get motivated that I should do this, but suddenly the particular kind of gut feeling goes down. It is temporary. So the gut feeling should be there that okay, I'm going to do this, and I should put my best effort to do it. So most of the time we should train the students how to be courageous. We never allow the students to ask questions, and we try to avoid questions because we feel that okay, I may not be knowing it like that. But I think it is a wrong approach. We must allow the students to ask questions. Even if I don't know something, I learn from the students, and it makes my job easier. And nowadays, in the age of internet and digital age, I think I always tell my students one interesting thing: search in Google. If you are not finding, come to me, I'll find the answer. Okay, so that gives me some scope to get the answer, and I am sure that every answer they will get in Google, so no need to waste time on that. And when they learn on their own, they will learn for better. But if you feed them the answer, they may not remember it forever. Then how to avoid burnout? This is a very important part. Like we are also talking with Dr. Mithilesh how to work on a stress management project, because most of the time when students are in burnout situation, in frustrated situation, in exhausted situation, and they don't have much energy, and they were always having some kind of negative thinking in their mind, they start committing doing wrong things. So we never teach students how to avoid burnout. I think in every class we must spend some 5 to 10 minutes on this kind of life skills before teaching any subject or at the end of the class, so that that will structure their mind, that will discipline their mind to grasp something faster. The next one is how to bounce back, or the art of failing with grace. Most of the time we talk about success, we never talk about failure and how to bounce back from the failure. So how students will be motivated? You talk about a failure story or a bounce back story, student will remember that forever. Then you talk about a success story. Okay, so most of the time when you give certain challenges to the students and certain things we touch their heart, they will remember it. And the failure stories always inspires us more than the success stories. And then how to be a good partner? Most of the time we never talk to students regarding how to maintain the accountability partner. Okay, it may be a friend, it may be a brother, sister, father, mother, teacher. So they're like partners in their adulthood. Okay, who can share their sorrows and joys. And most of the time mentor can be a good partner for a student. Suppose I'm mentoring a student, I must go to the student's level and start helping him, try to find what is wrong with him, what problem he's facing, what is his psychology, and then I can help him better. So I have to listen to him, and I have to come to his level and try to address that issue. I should not think from my level. Suppose today I'm 45 plus, I should think that if I'm talking to a 18-year student, at that time what was going on in my mind and what is the problem he's facing, so that I can address his problem in a better way, because I have already crossed that situation and I have more experience than him to deal with and give a better suggestion or idea to resolve any problem he or she is facing. Then how to communicate and negotiate well. This is mostly lacking in Indian school. Besides some particular schools, they focus on communication and personality development skills. You see, I'll give one bright example. Our honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, is a good communicator, and because of his communication skill, he has become Prime Minister twice. Because of his speech and communication skill, he is able to touch the hearts of people, and somehow people have voted for him because of his communication skill. And everything starts with communication. So we must have empathic communication skill. Like people should listen to us, we can inspire them, we can motivate them to do things, and that is for their own growth, not for our growth. So mostly when we have empathic communication to work for people and people realize that this is for my betterment, they'll start doing on their own. And how to take care of your home, that is also very important, because everything starts from home. If I'm not able to arrange my home, organize my home, and not have a good relationship with my family members, I cannot do it outside. So everything starts from home. So a particular, I was suggesting somebody, we must make a constitution of family, just like constitution of India. We can make a constitution of family, and everybody should follow it, and then most of the problems will be solved in a family. Similarly, constitution of institution, we have bylaws for institutions, and we have rules and regulations by regulatory bodies in India. That's great. And most of the time we don't know that. What are the UGC regulations, AICT regulation, what is our statute, what is our act? We don't know that. So we must try to take care of our home. Like here, home means it is not the house where we stay. It may be your organization when you are serving as a family member for from during a daytime job also. That can be also called a second home, your organization where we are serving. So we should give our best and also maintain a good, healthy relationship and with strong communication between people. And the importance of travel is very important. Mostly, you will see that the foreigners travel a lot. They keep some money for travel, and every year they travel. And travel gives a good experience because your mind will be expanded and you will be in motion, so your energy will be high. See, one thing you remember, if you are in static position, our energy is always low. Okay, and if you are in motion, you have kinetic energy. So you will see that during your travel, you will encounter with very highest form of thinking skills and other things like that. And you will enjoy your travel with your higher order thinking process. And if you are visualizing something during your travel, it is going to materialize. Okay, so all these 10 life skills usually we don't teach in colleges, but we should focus on this. Then we move to the next one. WHO, World Health Organization, has defined these top 10 life skills for improvement of lifestyle and also for growth of the economy of a particular country or a state. And these are the top 10 life skills which we have to focus. And when you are teaching or when you are doing some activity as a faculty, whether we are bringing all these life skills into our activity or not, that is very important, because that is ultimately will give a job to a student or make them or help them to grow in their career. The first one is problem solving. Most of the time I have seen in engineering, especially in computer science, we don't solve problems. We always give definitions and try to teach easy things just to get our salary. I think we should not do that. That way we are spoiling the career of the student. Engineering is all about applied maths. Everything should be mathematically defined. When I go to my class, I try to find a mathematical definition for everything and define it mathematically. So people is find it easy. Once you are able to define mathematically, they can use their 10th or 12th class basic knowledge of mathematics to solve a problem. We have learned set theory, we have learned functions, we have learned relations, the simple basic maths that should be applied to define a problem statement or define a particular problem. Then they can easily solve it by using their past mathematical skills. So engineering is all about applied maths, and in real life also mathematics play a major role. And even any kind of problem you face, whether it is a social problem, personal problem, economic problem, we must define it, well define the problem, then we can solve it easily. So maybe if I get some time, some opportunity to address any one of you on problem solving, it can be a separate session on that. Each of these 10 skills will take separate sessions, because all will be taken care with very much depth and also with intensity. So second one is decision making. Most of the time Bill Gates is telling decisions should be made at the speed of light. Okay, so most of the time we delay or postpone our decision making. We have something good to do, I'll do tomorrow, next day, and it will never be done. Okay, so there is some rule. If there is a bad thing is going to happen, you feel some apprehension, then just pause for 90 seconds and then take a decision. But if there is something good going to be happening, you make a decision within 90 seconds. Because if there is something good you want to do, if you don't make a decision within 90 seconds, it will be difficult for you to do. Similarly, in a bad situation, if you don't pause for 90 seconds, then all kind of unfortunate things will happen. So decision making is a very high level thinking skill which you have to use. Then creative thinking. Creative thinking is all about like creating something new. You think always how to do something new. You just look for ideas. Okay, the ideation is very important in creative thinking. And then critical thinking. Suppose you have a very complex situation, just like I let me know you that my father is in ICU now for last 5 days, and just I came from ICU to give this particular talk, and again after the talk I'll also go and attend him in ICU. And he's a liver transplanted patient, but he's doing very well. He's at 78. Now he's doing very well in ICU, though he has a brain hemorrhage and other things like that. And I'm giving this talk in a relaxed way, because just now I was 1 hour in ICU with my father, talking to him, though he's not able to talk properly. So see, the important point is critical thinking. So I think we should always take a holistic view of everything. Instead of taking our own perception, we should take feedback, we should take suggestion from others, and make a critical thinking, and then make our decision. So critical thinking is very important in life. In critical moments, how you think, how you act, and how you respond. Then self-awareness. This is a very higher order thinking. Most of the time we think of others, what other people are doing, what other people are doing, and what other people are telling. We don't think of what we are doing, what we are thinking. So self-awareness is very important. We must give most of our time to what is my role, what I should do, what not others should do, because there is no control over what others are doing, but I have complete control over what I am going to do. Then empathy. Empathy is the most important virtue of a human being. If you cannot be empathetic, then definitely we are not going to be successful. Interpersonal relationship. This is, I think, in many platforms and many authors have written, two important things you have to maintain in life. One is relationship, and second thing is you should consider money as an energy. It should flow. Like, you should not hold the money. If you're holding the money, you'll be under tension. Okay, if you release the money, then you'll be relaxed. So money through flow through you. You think about the rich people in the world. Money flows through them. They don't hold the money. They have more employees, they have more scalability, they have scalable business, like that. So interpersonal relationship is very important. Good communication, this is one important aspect. Good communication doesn't mean that you should be talking bombastic words or very I think in a stylish English or like that. Good communication means people should appreciate you, people have a good feeling when you are communicating, people should know that you are a well wisher to them, and people should listen to you. That is the job of a good communicator. Then management of stress. This is a very important aspect. Nowadays, stress is created because of a mental state or perception. Let me give you a beautiful example. Okay, suppose somebody is scolding me. Okay, upfront he's scolding me. So he's under stress and he's trying to create stress for me. If I accept that scold and start interpreting and analyzing, I'll be under stress. If I ignore that scold, I'll not be under stress. So mostly management of stress should happen from the best response from our side. If there is some negative energy created, negative vibes created, negative signals sent to us, we must avoid it. We must ignore it. We must take it emotionally and react. We must respond it in a very different way. So positive signals accept, negative signal rejects. That is the best way to manage the stress. Then management of emotion. Nowadays, emotional intelligence is a most important concept. You can go through the Goldman book, and that is one of the best book on emotional intelligence. He has coined the term. So management of emotion is very important. Like how I am reacting to a particular situation, I must respond in a positive way to all situations, and everything is happen for a good reason. I must have that mindset. So I thought that if I'm delivering a talk and passing some knowledge to others, at least 5 or 10 people will be benefited, and at least there will be a pass of knowledge from one source to another. I should not hold the knowledge back with me. I must distribute it as much as I know so that it will grow. And definitely I'll feel happy when I see that wherever I pass the knowledge, they are successful. That is my credit. That is my proud. We should feel like that. So this is the management of emotion. So these 10 life skills we must take care in the class. Or even if you are doing research, even if you are doing teaching, all these points are very important, because all these are very important skills. If you don't possess these, then you cannot be a successful teacher or a successful researcher. Then I'm coming to creativity, which is the most highest skill in the Bloom's taxonomy. And see, the slide is also a creative one. This slide has been prepared by my daughter, who is studying in class 9th. And I told him to prepare a creativity slide for me, and she has prepared for that. So I must acknowledge her. I told that you just prepare a creative slide for me, and you see how she has written the creativity in the first leftmost corner at the top. The creativity is written in different colors, different letters, and different ways, and how it looks like. And then you see the bulb inside that, some trees there, then creativity 365, some pad are there, some cartoon characters are there, some space, okay, and some kind of interesting thing. And he has put a quote, creativity is intelligence having fun, by Albert Einstein. So if you are trying to be creative, it is just a kind of intelligence with fun. a creative activity is always having fun, and fun means you are doing the right brain activities. And most of the time we like right brain activities. Right brain activity means music, dance, and all these games, sports, all those things are right brain activities. So we have to maintain a balance of left and right brain activities. And if you want to make study a game, if you want to make study a music, if you want to make study a dance, then you will enjoy. And it is a kind of creative way of studying or creative way of learning. And similarly, teaching can be made creative by putting different things. So it will start from your mind, how you teach. The same thing can be taught by different teachers in different ways. And the way in which we communicate to the students create a large impact on them. So we should be mostly using visuals for communication, visual stories which will touch their hearts and emotions for communication and communicating our lessons and concepts. So now National Creativities Day is observed on May 30. He has also put that information. So special thanks to my daughter, Siddhita Mohanty, who is a class 9 student who has made this slide on creativity. And then we move further. What is creativity? See, in research, I will just go start from research because this is a kind of more people will be interested in research. When I started my research in IIT Madras, my guy told me one thing: research is a slow and steady process. You have to have patience, and it may take many years. It is just not like a MTech or BTech degree of fixed years duration. And you have to work like a tortoise. You don't want to be like a rabbit to rush in research. And everything you go slow and steady, you'll be successful. And remember, from that day I decided I'll do one PhD in my life, so I should do my best and I should learn my best so that I'll not repent in my life. The degree will come automatically, but I should learn the maximum. And I'm proud that I could spend 8 to 9 years at IIT Madras for my PhD with great publications, great results, and with a 1 month evaluation of the thesis with one of the best theses in that area. And mine is the second thesis in the world in that area, the problem, one search problem where I was working. Anyway, so what is creativity? Creativity is the act of turning new and impetus ideas into reality. See, if you are not able to create ideas and turn into reality, it's not creativity. Similarly, invention is creation of new idea or concept. You may not be applying something to make it a product or something. And innovation is like commercial success, turning a new concept into commercial success and widespread use. Okay, so definitely these three are interrelated to each other: creativity, invention, and innovation. And this term is mostly used by scientists who explore. So I talk research is do the search multiple times. That's all. Read something multiple times. You get a lot of meaning out of it. When I read something multiple times, I am able to create many things. If I read something once, twice, thrice, 10 times, 20 times, I'll be able to create from one page another 20 pages of ideas, questions, observations like that. And in research, we'll work on QIO technique: questions, ideas, and observations. If I'm not generating questions, if I'm not generating ideas, if I don't have observations, I'm not doing research. So means repeated search. Most of the time we have to repeat the process. Like somebody has told, one of my online mentor has told, you do one kick 100 times. You practice one kick as a footballer. If you're playing a if you're a football player, you practice one kick 100 times, then learning 100 kicks. So in research, you have to do that. We have to repeat some search multiple times, maybe 100 times, 500 times, 1,000 times, like that. And then you become an expert in that area. Very simple technique. So repeat, and it should be in the range of 100 or 1,000, not like 1 or 2. When I read a paper, I remember one paper I read 50 times and got a lot of ideas from that paper. First time I got a couple of ideas. Second time, some couple of ideas, like this. So focus on one particular thing, problem, or idea multiple times and repeatedly do it. You will be coming with world-class publications. That is the hallmark to success in research. And you have to be creative for that. Now, aspects of creativity, you see, the top point is inspiration. I'll always go this is called a sun kind of diagram. In the middle, you have a main concept, and around you can put your sub-concepts. or the ancillary concepts. So it starts from inspiration. If you are not inspired, if you see, if I'm giving a talk here, if I'm not energetic, if I'm not talking with my full energy, then you cannot listen with full energy, because listening is difficult than talking. Okay, so inspiration is the first one of creativity. If I'm not inspired to do something, and if I don't have a purpose, I'll not be inspired, and it should come from inside that I should do this. And then vision, like you must have a vision, what is going to happen in future, what is my future vision. Okay, this should be there. Then idea, I must think of generating some idea. If I'm doing a work, I should have an idea how I can enjoy it, how I can make that particular work enjoyable. Then brainstorm. Now, the single person cannot achieve anything in life. We have to brainstorm, we have to call people, discuss, find out what is their view on that. That is called brainstorming. That is called collaborative learning. Through brainstorming, we can have collaborative learning. Suppose this session is over and there is a session of 5-10 participants. What happened in the session, and brainstorm what was good, what was bad, what should be given importance, and other things like that. Then it will be again be rewired in your mind, and that is most productive thing. That's why we do revision after a lesson is studied. We do revision. In every class, I talk everything 3 times from the beginning. Then in the middle, I'll be explaining the concept. Again, I'll revision at the end of the class. So something will go into the mind of the student. So is very important. Repeat, revision, all those things are very important. So research. Then mind. See, if I am not mindfulness in anything, I cannot do it. So before being creative, I have to be mindful. I have to be disciplined in my mind. And I should work in my mind. Then imagination. I must imagine, if I do this, what is going to happen next. Then innovation, then motivation, then knowledge. So knowledge will come at last. So all these, you see, inspiration, vision, idea, brainstorm, mind, imagination, innovation, motivation, all these are internal processes, your internal state of mind. It should come from your inside, not from outside. Then all these will form a knowledge base. Then you can be creative. So all these are creative aspects of creativity. So I will ask one question. How many of you, see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points are there. How many of us are focusing on all these 9 points when you are doing an activity? If you're not focusing, then we are not creative. So we must see what is our score out of 9, all the activities. Am I focusing on inspiring people when I'm doing something, or inspiring myself? Am I have a vision? Do I have a vision when I am starting to do something? Do I have an idea on which I'm working? Okay, do I have a group of people to brainstorm with me, talk to me, give suggestions, ask questions, give feedback, this is good or this is bad? That is what called brainstorming. So this is the aspects of creativity. Now, process of creativity is very important. This is a diagram borrowed from somewhere. And there is a creativity model. How can we be creative? The first phase is preparation. The second one is imagination. The third is development, then action. Most of the time we jump into action. You see, in action, you'll be implementing and living with it. In the creativity model, we don't focus on the first 3 phases: preparation, imagination, and development. I'll just give a simple example for that. When you are playing a game, we prepare, we imagine that we are going to win, and then we develop some strategy, and then we play. Similarly, when we are going to watch a movie, we prepare, wear some dress, take some food material with us, travel in the bus, imagine this will happen. And similarly, when we are going for a picnic, we do the same thing. So there are certain activities which already people have designed to do this preparation, imagination, and development. But is there any kind of model, creativity model we have designed for teaching or research? Are we doing adequate preparation? Are we doing adequate imagination? Are we doing adequate development activities before taking the action? We just try to get the results by putting actions. But most of the time, you see, this will be equally divided. So 25% time should be spent on preparation, 25% on imagination, 25% on development, and 25% on action. Now, in the preparation, observation and analysis is very important. But we never do that because that is a very high order thinking skill. Okay, we give opinion or judgment on others. We never observe and try to analyze. So in preparation, we must observe and analyze. Then imagination, we must generate ideas and harvest them. Most of the time, we don't generate ideas, or some idea is coming, we don't write it down and keep it for our future reference to act, but it goes away from our mind. And then development. In the development, we do some enhancement and evaluation, whether what we are doing is correct or not. We evaluate it and we try to scale it off in any activity, how to grow it. We think about it. Then we act. But most of the time, we leave this PID. This is a PIDA model. I can call PIDA model, PIDA, PIDA model. You can remember it as a PIDA model. And PIDA stands for preparation, imagination, development, and action. And most of the time we focus on action. We don't focus more on PID. Okay, so PIDA model: preparation, imagination, development, and action. And most of the time we focus on action to get the results, and we don't do preparation, we don't do imagination, we don't do development. Similarly for the teaching and research also, do the preparation, do the imagination, do the development, then take action. Okay, you will get 100% success and you can do world-class work. And 5 stages of the creative process is: the first one is again preparation. In preparation, what we do? Research. We do research. What do we mean by research? Searching something multiple times. Multiple means not 5 or 10. It is hundreds or 1,000 times. Remember that. So it will take more time. If you search something 100 or 1,000 times, then you will get something out of it. You will get everything out of it, not something. Then consume, and then immerse. You get yourself immersed fully. Your heart, brain, mind, everything will be fully immersed in it. Just like we are watching a movie, fully immersed in it. Similarly, when you are doing research and teaching, we should be immersed in it. And we should gather sufficient information and data before doing any activity. That is the preparation phase. So most of the time we miss this. Then second one is incubation. In incubation phase, we must explore, we must experiment, heat and trial, we must synthesize. These are the higher order thinking skills we must use. But we don't do that. We never explore. Suppose we don't know something, we don't go and try to explore it in Google. Directly we come and ask questions. So that should not be done. So that is the thing. And then you see the illumination. If you go through a preparation and incubation phase, some aha moment will come. Like there you will find that, okay, there is a path to move ahead and I should do in this particular fashion. And you will get a track, you will get a direction. Then you start evaluating, reflect, criticize, and access. That is the evaluation phase. Most of the time, mentors help in better evaluation. After you get an idea, you may not take it further, but the mentors have experience. They can reflect, criticize, and give you ideas to access what is it is best or not, and they will push you off. And the last one is implementation. During the implementation, nothing should happen. We should focus on our work. Whether we are working up to our satisfaction or enjoying our work or not, that is very important. So these are the 5 steps of the creative process. And I can again give it a particular acronym like PIIEI, PIIEI: preparation, incubation, illumination, evaluation, and implementation. Okay, so there are 3 I's and PE, and this should go in a sequential way. Remember that. So preparation, if you are not doing properly, incubation, you cannot do properly. If you are not doing incubation, you cannot do illumination and generate ideas. If you don't generate ideas, you cannot do evaluation. If you have not done evaluation, you cannot implement. So these are the 5 stages of a creative process, and we should repeat this particular cycle. Okay. Next one is the De Bono 6 thinking hat model. There is a particular book by this Edward De Bono, and most of the time when people are doing brainstorming, they use different hats, and each person is assigned a role. These are the roles assigned, and this is done in companies. We don't do such type of practice in our universities and education system. We don't sit and brainstorm and assign a particular role to somebody. That is really ridiculous. Like, we don't plan for the meeting. Agenda is there, but we don't assign a separate role to somebody for a meeting. So that meeting is usually not effective. It's just like a fish market, and the output will not come, and we are not into action mode. We may discuss for hours together, no output will come from the meeting. So you must have a structured approach to organize meetings and brainstorming sessions. And De Bono 6 thinking hats model is a very nice, powerful approach. The corporates are following, and we should follow that one. Everybody, see, one person is assigned, he is wearing a white hat. His goal is listed. List out the facts, what information is missing, how can you get it? That is his role. So on a particular problem or idea or in a project, he will try to find that, and he will deliver his part during the project. Similarly, red hat, black hat, everybody has assigned a different kind of role. And this 6 thinking hats model has solved many challenging problems in the corporate and industry, as I have heard about it. So this is, then last one is like 9 simple ways to dramatically boost your creativity. Let us try to learn one by one. And this is in a spiral fashion I have put just to make it interesting. The first one is collaborate and learn from others. For example, this is a talk I'm giving, but I would have loved to have an interactive session with the participants. They should have asked me some questions. If I would have known and communicate some powerful ideas to solve their problem, it would have been better. So collaborate and learn from others, and we need to learn from each other. That will grow, and we are groomed in different environments, different like ambience. So our learning is different. I might be knowing something, and I might not be knowing something which you may be knowing. Then do something you enjoy. This is called passion. I think you should do something. I'm enjoying teaching and research. That's why I'm doing it. It's not because of money or promotion or position. And I enjoy teaching and research from my childhood and research from my PhD days. So I'm doing that. So do something you enjoy and make that your passion and profession. Then find inspiration from other industries. See, I'm a computer science and engineering graduate. Now I'm studying law, also management, and trying to learn something new. Every 5 or 10 years, we learn something new, and nobody is debarring you from learning something. If you want to learn something new from internet, you can learn. From other people, you can learn. And slowly your experience and maturity is growing. So you must have diversified skill as a teacher. You see the great teachers, B.R. Ambedkar, the lawmaker of Indian Constitution, had so many degrees from so many reputed universities around the world. And that is reflected in when you made the Constitution of India. Then fourth one is rest and relax. See, tell my students as well as my mentees that don't continuously walk and get exhausted. Every 25 to 30 minutes you walk, you take a 5 to 10 minutes relax or a break. I think that is needed to re-energize yourself. Then take a walk. So that is my favorite activity. Every day I take some walk, and during the walk I think, I imagine, I visualize what I'm going to do. So taking walk is also a great thing, because you can take a walk in the lap of nature and it will be more powerful. And also take walk in different streets and different directions. That will give different feelings to you. And during the walk, you may do a solo walk, or you may do with a partner, so that you can also do a brainstorming session, and that will change your life. Then change your mood. That is very important. If there is some angry mood or some kind of negative feeling in a particular situation, go away from that and go to a place where your mood will change. Go to a canteen, go to a place where you like to stay for longer duration. In case of you have a stress, or you have some kind of inconvenience, or some kind of uncomforts in your mind, think about a truly terrible idea. This is very important. We must go on generating ideas, and one day we'll create a breakthrough idea to solve a problem. If you generate 1,000 ideas, one will be breakthrough out of it. And if you start thinking like feedback and advice from others, then you will know how powerful your idea is. If you just keep it with yourself, you may not be knowing the value of your ideas. So feedback and advice is very important in life. And use the 6 thinking heads technique. Okay, so I think these 9 simple ways will dramatically boost your creativity. I think the organizers can share the slides with the faculty group. I'll share the PDF of these slides. If you want to apply it, keep it with you and apply it every day. And this is also from some particular source I have mentioned also. You can find in internet also. 12 benefits of creativity. I think creativity is multidisciplinary. Like you have to be multidisciplinary. It can be from any domain or anything. Creativity allows you to express yourself. You can create your own personality. Creativity promotes thinking. Without thinking, you cannot do creativity. Creativity reduces stress and anxiety. Creativity allows you to enter into your world and have fun. Your happy zone you can enter. And creativity helps you to solve problems efficiently. It leads to feeling of accomplishment and pride. Creativity can link you to others with the same passion. So that's why I am telling that do everything in your own way, whatever you love and whatever you like. You can follow others, you can take tips from others, but do it in your own way. Creativity is now as important in education as literacy. We should treat it with the same status. So remember one important thing, even creativity also encourages to be more lifelong learners. It is a prerequisite for innovation. If you want to do something great in your life, you have to be creative. You have to create things. You cannot modify things and be great. In research also, you have to create new algorithms, new models, new, you have to frame new problems, you have to frame new concepts to solve a problem. Then it's creativity, it is novel, and you will own that particular creativity, what you have created, that is your own creation. So I think the first important point is creativity, and the most important skill is creativity. We should focus on that. If you are creative, you can do everything in the world. You can be a great researcher, you can be a teacher, you can be a great like whatever you want, entrepreneur also. Okay, so you have to be creative, and creativity is not linear. This is very important. Don't think that there's a process to create things and you have to learn in a linear fashion. Always it is non-linear. Okay, so arbitrarily things will be coming to your mind as ideas, and you have to structure them. And creativity takes courage. Okay, if you are not courageous, you cannot be creative. And thank you all for this one. I think we are almost reaching 1 hour, as the live session is also showing. And thank you for your patience and attending this talk. I'm not able to see the participants. I'm only able to see the host and Dr. Mithilesh. If there is any questions, you can ask me. I'm here for another 5 minutes. Thank you all.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation and talk. It was really, really very insightful, and I really like the Bloom's taxonomy. So that's always a very interesting way to look into, especially for not only from the teaching perspective, even for a research perspective. It's quite interesting. So we have 3 layers, sir. So as you rightly showed, if you can just go back to that slide, it'll be easy for me to explain. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I was also thinking, like, what if we can include even reflection in one of the thing? Like, I know it can be part of evaluation. I was thinking more from the someone kind of layer. So after understanding, we can also keep it as a reflection. That could be part of reflective learning.
Yeah, that will be Dr. Mithilesh taxonomy, not Bloom's
No,
taxonomy. No, no. Yeah,
no.
if you are coming up with a new idea, that is our own. So probably even I was thinking of merging few things and putting as a more simpler taxonomy, because three
Correct,
to
correct,
four layers are always interesting. So reflection
correct.
is really a great one,
Yes,
because most of the time everything starts from our mind. Reflection
correct,
is
correct,
really great. Okay,
correct.
and I think you have pointed rightly. We can include an AR. That will be an extended Bloom's taxonomy. We can make on our own. Maybe work on that.
Sure,
Yeah,
sir.
great
Thank you,
idea.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Because I was thinking, because we have critical thinking, creative thinking, almost all logical thinking, analytical thinking, but I felt somewhere, reflective thinking also can be a part of the
Yes, yes,
taxonomy.
yes, yes. Absolutely, absolutely. That's a brilliant idea and suggestion. Like you have started working on that model. I feel during the talk. That's
Uh,
great. That is also creativity. Adding a new
Thank you, sir.
layer to a taxonomy or model. Great.
So, thank you, sir. Definitely, we can work
Any
on
other
that.
questions from anybody? And if somebody is asking questions, please introduce so that we'll have a face to face.
Sir, we have a question from Dr. Kirti ma'am.
Yes.
She has asked,
Go ahead.
six thinking hat, can you suggest how it can be used in teaching?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just taking it. Go ahead. Going to that. See, probably they have defined the role. See, what will happen there? Suppose, let us see, six people are there. In a table, we are thinking six people doing a meeting. Then everybody's role should be defined. And this is a model where somebody is wearing a white hat. Let us give them a white hat. This is for a purpose to implement. So white hat, if somebody is assigned, you are the white hat, then his role is these three: list out the facts, what information is missing, and how can you get it. And they will only work on that, not anything else. Then somebody is assigned a red hat, means suppose we are calling somebody as a red hat and he's wearing a red hat, he or she. Then their job is to do these two things: express your gut feelings, like you should be expressing your gut, this can be better, this can be courageous, and what are your fears, likes and dislikes on a particular topic. Okay, so mostly advantages and disadvantages you can come up. Mostly the disadvantages or fears or negative part of that. And black hat is be pessimistic. Black hat means black color is really pessimistic. So they will find the negative side of everything. You see, in a debate, there are positive and negative side. Two people fight with each other. But now in a six thinking hat model, they're trying to focus on so many intellectual activities, And just like a drama, people should play the role of a white hat person and red hat person like this, and they should note down this point and they should work on this critical thinking aspect. So most of the companies, they analyze this and try to solve a lot of problems. So suppose we are in a college or organization, we can find out if we are facing difficulty to solve a problem. We can list out the facts, we can find the information which is missing and how can get it. Similarly, in any activities which you are doing or any challenges or problem you are taking, 6 person can sit together and each person can play the role of one hat and start writing and preparing documents. You will see automatically the solution will come. And make a practice. I think start doing things once. I think it will be very effective. And then you can define your own thinking hat model also, just like Edward de Bono. This is for brainstorming actually. And you see, green hat is focusing on alternative. So his or her role is to find, is there any new option and is there any alternative solution for that? So they are working, thinking. There are 6 different type of thinking they are doing to brainstorm and come up with a solution. Yes. Is there anything else, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am, for asking such good question.
So it will be good, sir. Actually, definitely, this can be introduced into the teaching pedagogy itself. So they need to wear these kind of hats where they come up with different kind of concepts to teach the students. Like for example, wearing the green hat, we come up with different methods and techniques.
Yes. And see, it will be very interesting. You take a group of 6 students, just you sit, give them a problem and tell that, okay, you are white hat, you are red hat, and solve this problem. They will start doing it this way.
Correct. That itself becomes a good research in a way. Design study.
Yeah, go ahead. Any other faculty or sir or madam, any questions from your side? I'll be happy to answer. Yeah. You can also give feedback or anything like that. It will be really good. Okay, thanks Kirti ma'am for asking this question. I thought Kirti sir and I just addressed sir. Sorry for that. Sorry for the inconvenience. I could not. Okay, Kirti ma'am. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's all, sir, from the participants side. Okay. Now I'll call upon Dr. Kirti Chetty ma'am, Head and Assistant Professor of MA HRM Department, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks today. First and foremost, I would like to thank the resource person of the day, Dr. Rakesh Mohanty, for such a motivating and inspiring session, sir, despite your busy schedule. Thank you so much. And in spite of your personal crisis, we pray to the Almighty that your father comes out of ICU and he's back to his normal life and be a part of your family very soon. Our prayers are with you, sir. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Maithilesh and the MIT team for their support to organize this faculty development program. I extend my gratitude to the management of the college, Principal Dr. Anita Rajendran, Dean Dr. Revati, who are pillars of support for all our initiatives. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the participants and the race team of Sri KRISHNASWAMY College for making this FTP happen. I thank one and all again. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Maithilesh. Thank you, Dr. Rakesh, for such a wonderful session.
Thank you, Rakesh, sir. Thank you so much for your time, sir. I know during this difficult time, it was really shocking to know that your dad is in ICU. I'm really sorry for that. I really pray that your dad recovers and gets back very soon. Wish him a speedy recovery.
Best. And thank you all. I express my special gratitude to all of you for your prayers and for your well wishes, because that is the asset for me. Thank you all.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Bye. Bye, everyone.